turnover. Kelly. And now the delivery. Inside 50. Allen's got to beat a couple. It goes to ground. Here's Harley Reid. He might have set up the very first one as Waterman's going to finish it, and Reid was involved.
Had his own issues health-wise last season. Just 11 games. The best ability is availability. Let's hope West Coast don't lose too many players this year. He launches that magnificently.
Cornelio wrapped up, shrugged off Yo, good strength. Close to the boundary line, here's Reid. Was it out of play? It goes long to the square. Waterman! Able to snatch it as he slid in.
Great mark, great kick. Create a bit of pressure, then the quick give. Really, it's elite forward craft from a couple of their key players.
Jake Waterman's had a big pre-season, looking to cash in 2024 as he thumps it up into the...
Actually breaks free of Buku Khamis, gets past him, launches in the air and marks that. That's just, it's the deterioration in a player's body is having an effect on him. So wish him all the best. He's been a champion. We want to see him fight it out to the last.
3-3 for the season for Waterman, and he converts, and it's goal for goal. Early stages under the close.
Just waiting there unopposed.
Harley tried to bustle his way through again. The quick exiting kick. Play on, says the umpire. Out to Waterman, snap over his shoulder. It's a snap, all right.
Goes to Ward it, couldn't get it. Williams does. Jinby, Yo, blasts it. The big 70-metre torp. And a big pluck Waterman. Maybe the big steal is still on.
There it is. He just did enough to come back at the ball. Get Miller away from it.
It was all the Tigers for the best part of this term. The last 5 minutes, the Eagles got their hands on the footy a little more. And they're starting to make it count inside 50 as Waterman converts. The Eagles hit back with 3, bursting out of the middle. Exciting stuff from West Coast. And Jake Waterman, the chance for another as they all get around Harley Reid.
Well, I know there's a few types in media perhaps that think that you maybe can't build a team around someone like that. Well, from what we just saw there, I reckon you can. I think most teams in the AFL will be pretty happy with someone running out of the middle, taking on the entire midfield and delivering inside 50.
And Waterman to cap it off. Exciting stuff from the Eagles. To meet it, Miller. Almost infringing. Kelly can see it break now for the Eagles. Cripps with a run and a bounce. He wants to go long towards Waterman, who doubled back. Young. Waterman out the back. Took the mark. He'll stroll into goal. The third for Jake.
Really effectively. And what he does well, he disengages almost immediately here from his opponent, does a little loop, and then he goes back to him and uses his body. A bit of push and shove, but that's good forward craft from Jake Waterman. We've seen it on a couple of occasions today.
Big pre-season, Jake Waterman, after a lengthy illness last year. And he's bounced right back to his best, and he's got 4 goals in the first.
This should be a pretty straightforward snap around the body.
Well, he's kicked 4-2. He's not made the distance on another. He's clearly the most dangerous forward on the ground. They need to put some work into him here.
Career high 4 to this point as he steps out for a handful for Jake Waterman. A career day.
Yeah, just looks proactive, doesn't he? He's always on the move. That's where the free kick comes from here. He's moving as a defender, trying to stop him from getting to the front. He's just looked so active, and it's a great game.
He's taken the 9 marks. That one, obviously the free, but 12 disposals. He's got 5 before this kick. Hangs it out to the right, but it straightens enough. It's a superb goals. Waterman. Everything working West Coast way.
That was impressive. Teammates a chance.
Career game against the Tigers. Jake Waterman with 6 goals. And West Coast.
Williams starts with winning contests. They're losing contests in this second quarter, and that's why they're losing momentum. Yeah.
Williams with a long ball into the forward pocket. Pack up. Clark knocked it down. Waterman, like a pinball, just bounced off the ball and slots a clever goal.
Ryan Marrick is by himself in the middle of the ground, and they take the game on, and Jake Waterman comes steaming out of full forward.
He was on the train tracks that time. Straight out in front of goal. Jake Waterman from the paint of 50. Lovely off the boot. He's got 3.
Strange one, that one.
Just stepped right back into trouble. Jake Waterman continuing on his excellent form from last week. He's already kicked more goals than he did last season, even before this game. He's lining them up yet again, and it's a fast 4 in the first half.
Calls Jack Darling out of it.
Great execution from Jimmy, though, isn't it? That's the opposite to what we've largely seen from Fremantle. Passing the ball in, penetrating kick, and sheet onto the ground.
As Jake Waterman takes this set shot. 6 goals last week. He's got a handful again tonight.
He came at me, but Waterman waited till the back was turned from Collins and then went. And with that 3 or 4 metre start, was never going to be caught.
11 goals in the last 2 games. The outside of the boot, he checks it back for a goal. Let's see if he can work his way through this. 3 he needs to get to 100 goals. Around he goes. Oh, he's got that covered. Close to goal, he really misses.
Can Jake Waterman make them pay again?
Stand, please. Thanks, Jake. You're right on it there, mate.
Damien Hardwick.
Similar last week with those turnovers, Hutto. Dimmer made mention of it pre-game with us.
He knows what he has to do.
Oh, yeah.
And he's done it again. That is 3. Sheed, one of those experienced band of Eagles, kicks back to the middle of the ground.
That's a great contest.
Came away from Powell. Yeah, on the back of the contest. So Marriage 1-on-1, looking for his 4th goal. And Waterman is going to run it in. Nice way to bring up your 100. He's been a great surprise.
Watch this. You won't see him coming, but he's pushed off really well. Just a half-a metre separation and a strong grab.
Good kick from Yo, just to pop it to space rather than put it on his head, allow Waterman to run and jump at the ball. Really important.
15 goals in the last 3 weeks after 17 in his previous 15 games. He's in a rich vein of form. And Jake Waterman...
Isn't it dart, but Jake Waterman's running as fast as he possibly can. To take that mark,
that's elite skill.
You'd be flat as a defender.
He did look a bit like the G-Train that time with the mullet going and defender hanging all over him. And he's happy with his work, Jake Waterman. And he has absolutely flushed that kick from outside. Kelly bounced off one and now sends it goalward to land in the pocket. Test of strength, Waterman!
Great call, Pav. He's just absolutely willed himself into this contest. He needed to.
Yep. Kelly's willed them back into it. Waterman brings them back into it.
The body, wasn't it? Just nudged him out of the way there. Such an important matchup. Can he finish his work?
Kicked 18 goals in the 4 matches before missing last week with concussion. He is clearly in career best form. And he is a man inspired. As he Jones on the boot. High to the square. Waterman in a wrestle. Trying to judge it. Away now Chesser. Working backwards to straighten. Waterman, the snap. He's got it! They jump out of the blocks for the 3rd turn. On. Hit the deck, Jones thought about it. May's kick was smothered by Marrick. Jones back to Jaden Hunt, central kick. And Waterman, he's just attracting the footy like a magnet.
Jaden Hunt having a go at goal here. Make no mistake, he's tried to pull the other one out there. And that
Check side, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Bang. It's a great mark.
Man in form. He's been on fire this season.
But we'll run around and snap this one.
Jake Waterman playing a big hand up forward. 4 goals.
His timing is exceptional at the moment, Jake Waterman.
He's playing like one of the great full forwards of old. controlling the game. Jake Waterman to another level this season. He's willing his team towards a huge upset.
His position and his kicking without putting a moz on him has been incredibly good.
Yeah, he's always been a fit type, but his just marking seems to have gone to another level.
Judgment's been superb through the air. And his own career resurrection continues.
And it allows a one-on-one ahead of the footy. No loose for North Melbourne.
It's been over 54 minutes since their last goal, West Coast. Only 2 for the afternoon.
She's a good kick.
Their spearhead steps up and claws one back. Eagles starting to win a bit more of the footy. Gaff to Sheed. Off that right boot. High ball to the 50. Coleman lost it. Hutchinson over the top. Eagles with numbers. Cripps steadies. Wants to give the handball. Waiting is Waterman. And now it's the Eagles on a roll.
Straight at the foot. That's what you want, is someone coming inside 50. You want to see someone coming at your leg, and Jake Waterman has a chance to put his side in front. Can you believe it?
Jake Waterman, the star forward this season from the Eagles. From 33 points down to 3 points up. West Coast.
Pretty good kicking, and a lot of those in the comp are running at 50-50 at best. Duggan gets the clearance. Sends it inside 50. Little nudge on Williams. Knockdown was beautiful by Darling. Got it to Hart. Waterman danced back inside when they all went outside. Superb.
Release the ball from McGovern. Play the whistle.
Yeah. Right stopped. The rule says you have to control it. There's no time in the rule book as to how long you do have to hold it for, but Waterman squeezed it in. Nothing to lose, the West Coast. Began the round 16th, 3 wins, 10 losses. On the rise, maybe. Kill some giants on the way through, including the Bombers, if they can. Waterman does a bend back, works its way back to perfection. He's got 36 goals, 15 this year coming into this one. There's a Coleman there for him if he's good enough. Deep breath. And the roar will tell you. Massive roar. Don't they love him?
Well, they just had better balance. They're the 10th team ever to take no marks inside 50 in the first 3 quarters of the match last week, Del. So they're beating that already. Waterman opens up the angle on the opposite side this time, and it's very good. First goal of the game for the West Coast.
In this quarter.
That'll really frustrate Simon Goodwin. They come out at half-time. It's been a bit sluggish for a very, very good team defence that we've spoken about in the first half. That's slack, not having anyone back shoulder and front shoulder of Waterman then.
Previous most goals in the season was 18. He'd passed that by round 7 this year. He threads his second.
And now Waterman to finish it off.
You don't often want to get in a transition battle with the Lions, but that was brilliant from West Coast, the ability to transition the balls from a stoppage. They look on to begin this game.
100th next week for Jake. Story of his own. Listen to the crowd.
Here, so they've injected something different in there, and we've seen him do this over the past month or so, go in and make a difference at centre bounce, and they certainly need it.
Better positioning though from Reid. There was a nice tap and they're out.
Chance to win a Coleman, chance to win an All-Australian spot. Jake Waterman, and now's his moment.
If Harley Reid kicks it, Luke Ryan marks that intercept mark, but because of the forward handball, Luke Ryan's out of position, and Jake Waterman, he is deadly in front of goals, especially this season.
His 100th game, Jake Waterman. He has gone to the next level this season. In a long time since they converted West Coast. Waterman makes no mistake and ends the goal drought.
That's a big mark.
He's just checking to see if he squeezed all the air out of it.
Delouche. It's his nickname.
Isn't it nice?
I thought it was Duck.
He's got a few.
This is some sort of game. And the Eagles
Doesn't
know
know where he is because he's taking everything.
and kicking straight. He's got one straight tonight. He's got 45-17 for the season. Just put it in the book when it's in his hands. Gee, the crowd lifted the volume to 11. And Darling cuts it off. They're inspired right now, the Eagles. Hands it over. Hoff, Waterman. They're going to go off. Listen to that.
Got to get a review here, are we? Fast-breaking running footy from West Coast. Liam Duggan, the man this time, but that's a real change in affairs for West Coast from what we've seen so far.
For his fourth.
His last, hard left.
Just punch it down.
Punch, you reckon?
Just punch.
Hit the centre of the foot.
Came in with 48 goals, 17. He's kicked 2 behind so far, but he's
Such a long period of time. A lot of unrewarded running.
And Jake Waterman been a man in form this season to notch the half-century. The kick is close, it's home, and it's 50 goals.
Defender coming back with a flight, you're one-on-one. You need to try and get your eyes back on the ball. I thought he'd done enough there, Young.
The goal in every game he's played. Just a couple of times from this spot before, but not this year. Not when you're in career best form for Jake Waterman.
8 games on the road this year, Jake Waterman. It's an opportunity to continue that streak here. Snapping round the body with a high attempt, drifts it back perfectly. Jake's on the board, and the Eagles have got the...
It's been a good year, hasn't it, Jake Waterman? The rise has been excellent now.
And has to be in All-Australian discussions. He probably won't get there in the year, but it has to be in the discussions.
For a second for the afternoon for Waterman. And the Eagles continue to chip away.